I'm just gonna let my intuition come in place, and we're also gonna use the runes. So I use oracle cards, runes, and tarot. I'm just cleaning my aura just to make sure there's no one attached behind there. Sometimes they like to try, but they haven't fucked around with me too much in the past few months. They were observing me, but they weren't coming. They were coming close sometimes, but they weren't bothering me. It was more to observe. It's good. This feels good. I feel better. But I didn't have anything. Sometimes you just have to mend your aura and just... I do a lot of this kind of work, and luckily not being in the presence of people physically helps a lot, actually. You know, I'm talking about toxic people, not just anybody. So, let's do... Those are the rats. I haven't given them any scraps yet, so they're not happy about it. Alright, I'm gonna use these guys because I like this tarot very much because they are happy, and they give you what you need to look at and work on, rather than the negative bullshit that, you know, they want. The negative stuff triggers your reptile brain. So when you look at the positive, you're not ignoring what is, you're looking at it from a higher, wider perspective. And this is how I read tarot. That's why when people come in and are distraught and they ask me for predictions, like we had one last night where she wanted to know if she was pregnant or not, I'm not doing that. I'm not. I'm sorry. There are some things that, in my opinion, are not really helpful. What would have been more helpful was if she started tapping instead, you know, and calmed herself down. And then, yeah, then we can look. But in reality, when someone is that distraught, no matter what you tell them is gonna affect them greatly. So, I'm not gonna be the one determining for her if she's pregnant or not, because that's what's basically gonna happen. When you steer them strongly in a direction, they believe you, because you don't know if the person will believe you or not. But when they sound so distraught, if you do things in a certain way, their unconscious will take it as an order. So, I'm sorry, people. It's a power thing, okay? I'm not exercising any of that. I'm not here to have power over you. I never craved that. I just want to learn. I believe that we're all here to cooperate and be leaders, and we're all here to help each other. This is not what I'm talking about. See, they're fighting with each other right now. That's not a good thing. They're freaking out. Alright, so pick a pile. the sun comes out today. Just for kicks, because it doesn't look like it will, but it would be nice if the weather changed right about now and became sunny. I don't know, I feel like I have a sunny disposition today. And this is November 14th, 2021 in Vancouver, Canada. I have been trapped in my home for a long time. We had to move. That was very stressful because nobody was helping with driving, and it was really difficult overall. Yeah, I haven't really had support for real from anybody in my family or anyone, so it's been a little bit of an interesting year and a half. Alright, so now I'll put it back. If I need another card, I'll pick it later. Sometimes you need to have extra cards for clarification, depending on... There you go. So I'm just adjusting them straight, because sort of, they ain't perfect, but neither you, nobody is. Alright. Then we're gonna see what fortune is coming, because these are fun cards. And then we're gonna do the power animal. There you go. Cool. Now I want to put some crystals on it. And I'll put the number. Oh, she's going crazy. She is some crazy dog. So if I mute suddenly, it's because she's barking. Be aware of that. She's a funny dog, Like, I just simply can't help myself. Unlike everyone else. Alright. There you go. So we're gonna pick the rooms from here after. So here we have, in the first group, this is a smoky quartz point. And this is the smoky quartz point. Smoky quartz is really great for cleaning. It's the same as amethyst and the same as citrine, which is the third one here. They're just heated at different temperature, and they're self-cleaning, and they also cleanse other stones. And it's a really good grounding stone. So people who are choosing this most likely are people who need grounding. Then we have the number 2. We have selenite. This is a tiny wand. I've used it before. I know I've used them all before. And this is the stone of the angel, and you can clean your aura. This is what I was using before, my bigger wand. This is where this came from. It broke in the tip in 4 pieces, so I have one under my pillow and I kept 3 here. I was gonna make amulets for people, but it just doesn't seem like a lot of people realize what this stuff can actually do, so I decided to instead keep them here for the time being, and we'll see where we go. Also because right now I don't have money to send anything anywhere. I don't even have money to buy food. So we'll wait for a bit. And then the third one is citrine, which is a point. So they're a little different, all of them, also in shapes. Their use is slightly different. This is a real citrine. It's not being altered apparently in the lab. You can tell because the color is not as yellow as that fake citrine you see everywhere, because it's, you know, colored in the lab. A lot of stones are. I used to go to this store where they had more, you know, unique pieces. Not because I like the uniqueness. It's not. I don't give a shit about that stuff. Everything is unique anyway. It's more because when you go in the more commercial ones, you don't find the really natural ones. They're always altered in a lab, and so me, I use them for healing. So the best I could buy is what I would go for. Sometimes I would buy little things. They still work to a point. It's just obviously, you know, the clearer you go, the better it is. So again, this one, the amethyst, the selenite is for, it's white. So white is actually, you can use anywhere in any chakra. So this one, the first one would be more in the root chakra, in those areas, to ground. This would be more anywhere really where it's needed. It's for people who are probably either becoming really high vibration or are there and they feel the need to reconnect with their angelic side, because there's a lot of darkness going around and it's easy to buy into it right now. And the third one is the one for the solar plexus. So this would be for your power point. Lots of people may have liver, you know, lots of glandular problems and stuff, and this will help with that as well. And lots of people don't feel powerful. They feel like they don't have any choice. Like in my case, right? I'm stuck at home. I'm not able to make enough money with the courses and all the stuff that I've really done online to actually create extra income, but also, you know, yeah, you do it to help people, but you also create extra income because I put out also courses to pay. They were very inexpensive still, but I still did that, right? So like the ASMR course, yeah, I teach them a lot of stuff from zero, but and I give them a lot of files, which is what, you know, really, if they were intelligent, they wouldn't return the course, because I'll keep adding files to it. So you buy it today, it's like an investment, right? Really, if you look at it in the correct way, because the grow is just the course is only gonna get better, and I am only gonna get better because I work hard at things. And even though I'm slow with technology, I'm still learning a lot of stuff. So for someone who just started, I still know a lot more than they do. And because I actually take the time to go back, review my courses and try and better them, because that's my intention. Even though I haven't been experienced in these things, I am getting better, even though people are not giving you proper feedback, helping you in creating stuff that can help them directly. Because that's what the feedback is really there for, and to help other students determine if the course is good for them or not. But I think it's kind of redundant when you can return the course and get your full, you know, money back in a month. So, but regardless, the whole point is that I also could look at it as I feel stuck, and We all can, right? And we all do at some point. However, this is one of the stones, and that's where we started, that could help with that. So citrine is a really great stone. Also, citrine is the stone for money. So if you place it in the correct corner in your house, which I believe is the farthest left corner from your entrance door in your house, so whatever is the room, if you put citrine there, then it helps you to bring in more money. And there are other things you can do, obviously. The bottom line is, though, if you're like me and you have a problem with money since childhood, because my mom was crying that they didn't have money when she was pregnant with me, so my problem with money comes from a very long time ago. It's not because, unlike most of you, I had a lot of money and I spend it all, blah blah blah. No. Yeah, I also bought stuff. I did go through phases where I was doing stupid shit because I didn't realize, because I was following suit with everybody else. Oh, you have to have this and that. And at some point I was like, why the fuck do I need this? Exactly, it's bullshit. Because we all get pulled into. The matrix is really powerful, right? So throughout our life, through the up and downs, we will go through this. When I was younger, I would have never even conceived doing certain things. And when you get older and you go through life and you get beaten up on the head a few times, then yeah, you start doing some shit that is out of character, because really the PTSD kicks in. There's lots of reasons. So rather than judging others, what I invite you to do today, and when you judge others, it means you're judging yourself. I invite you to open your mind, open your heart, tap like my sister Karma is doing there on the video, and tune into your inner self, your true self, your higher self, and allow to choose which pile really speaks to you from your heart center. And pause this video, if you're watching the video, until you've actually chosen. I will let you guys have a minute so you can choose on the live stream. So if you're watching this, you can skip ahead if you've chosen already, or take that minute, tap, connect to your heart center, and choose the one that truly speaks to you today. And when you listen to the messages, remember, you tune into the messages that speak to you. These are general readings, and so not everything will be meant for you. Sometimes it's a complete flop because maybe you have chosen the wrong pile, or maybe it's just not a reading for you. There's lots of things, but just because it doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean it doesn't work for others. So tune into your own self and allow yourself to be, and stop judging. Judgment comes from your left side of the brain. Here, we don't need the left side of the brain. It's not even designed to understand this stuff. So let it go. Go into your heart center, breathing in and out, just relaxing, and allowing the right side of your brain to come in. Get your mind in coherence with your heart. And now, take a minute, and you will choose the right pile for you. And then we will start. Alright, so I hope you've chosen. I'm gonna move pile number 3 and pile number 2 over here. And we're gonna do pile number 1. Alright? So, there you go. I'm gonna put these cards there. And let's see. Alright, I see why you chose the grounding, because there's moving on here from old patterns and old way of feeling and thinking, and it starts there's lots of 3s here first of all, so that's lots of different things, but it's also to do with cooperation. So what I see right off the bat here is that you are going to learn to cooperate with the right people, and you're going to move on from situations and relationships, friendships that are no longer really serving you. You are going to look into the things that actually will help you grow, and you're gonna look into your dark side and the duality of how important it is to have that. There's lots of fire here. You're people who are obviously being somehow initiated to this world of magic. You may have done some work already, but you're really learning. There's definitely love and union here, and if you haven't yet met someone, it's gonna be coming. I see lots and lots of fire here, and there is definitely water and air. But a lot of this air is to do with you actually being trapped in your head. So I think it's mostly water and fire, which is interesting. Lots of feminine sides, lots of, lots of... I forgot, I wanted to see... Yeah, it's Uranus. Okay. Change, rebellion. See, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, you're learning. You're learning the ways. You're learning to do the right things, and you're gonna have a restart if you haven't yet. And so, even your higher consciousness is really learning to let go of the things that no longer are serving you. As far as chakras and stuff, you definitely, the root is what I would look at, but what's showing up here is that you have all kinds of energy flying even to the top. So it means you are people who are being initiated to, you're here to help getting the earth, where it's supposed to be, and helping the people who are asleep wake up. And you're learning the skills. You have so many threes. A lot of you are very creative and are called also to be creative, and also you're learning about the love, the aspects of love, and the Trinity in it. And so you're on your way. Let's see what your animal says. It's 9 number, and it's bat. See through illusion into truth. So yeah, you're probably the people who are really, waking up and seeing, all the crap that is going on. And love charm, attract a lover, soulmate, or life partner. So for those of you who have been, betrayed and are moving on from a new relationship, because this could also be that, you are going to find solace in your friends and in cooperation with them, and you will find the right person. And you have the sun twice from two different decks. So you really don't have to, you don't need to worry about what's coming. You will be doing just fine. Now let's see what rune you get. And the number one is the number of duality. So it's a focus and all that, but it's also the number of the saint and the devil. So you always have a choice, and that's why you have this card. I also want to mention that. And some of you may be earth signs as well, with a lot of fire. Like you could have a chart like mine, for example, and then you'll be kind of, you know, you'll have a lot of elements that affect you. But ultimately, you always have the one that affects the most, or the couple that, you know. So I think a lot of you maybe have struggled with addictions and certain things. Feeling guilty won't help you. What will help you is just acknowledge that, you know, you may have that problem, and it's not really a problem, it's just a phase. It's, you know, and working through it. It's EFT techniques are great for this kind of stuff. So you got Fei Hu in the Foucault runes, and this means cattle, wealth, so success, wealth, abundance, increased income, possessions, happiness, financial gain. So you mustn't worry. I mean, it shows even here, you're learning a new skill, and so you're probably not making as much as you were used to, but you will start making more money. There is no doubt about that. You're definitely discovering your dark side, and you're learning to work with it. And that is very, very important. You may be someone who likes to move through life a bit too quickly sometimes because you have a lot of fire. Sometimes adding a little bit of earth there may be good. I do see the earth here. It's just the earth is more calm, is more behind the veil kind of thing, so it's not as obvious to you even. So you manifest more as a fire, but I think there is earth there. I wasn't noticing that before, but I am now. And overall, you know, the darkness inside of us has a very good place when it's used correctly. You can actually prepare yourself forward, and because you can choose to be, everybody can. We all have a good beast, a bad beast. But those beasts are there for very specific reasons, and when we learn to work them together, that's when we go into our power center. So you're invited to do that right now, and that's why there's lots of different chakras that get light up, is because you are meant to actually grow in energy frequency and become more enlightened in your path. So good job, keep going, don't give up yet. Never give up, guys, never. Always keep going. And when you feel like shit, do what I do. Tape yourself, tap, stream it if you want to, so other people can reap the benefits, and make sure you tap and knock the things out of your system. So that is for number one. Now we're gonna do number two. I used to put the numbers and the times, but I don't really do it now. You guys, if you want, you can go ahead and put that for others, you know, that's very appreciated. I just have to focus on other things, so it's all time consuming. I want to do it all. When I have time, I do, but right now I don't have as much time because I'm trying to make money so I can buy some food and pay for cable and, you know, the very few things that I have to pay for still. But you know, it's funny. This is also, it's different than the other, but it's uncannily, the message is I think it's because a lot of people are fighting with each other. Lots of even truthers are. So you don't have threes here in number 2. I spotted some 4s and 8s and 2s. You have the 4 of Cups twice. So you are more of you're in a better position. You're someone who is better at navigating life than the group before, probably, in the sense that you're more fluid in your movements. Lots of water, like here, really lots and lots of water. You're also someone who is has around in your life good people who can help you, solid solid masculine figures. Could be a woman, but with lots of masculine energy. You're learning what to let go, and you're doing it in a more fluid way than others. You really you have a lot of possibilities, and you will choose love. You can make things happen quickly. You're very curious as a person. You like to learn a lot, and you apply yourself. And your partner will be very similar, and you'll have a very loving relationship. If it hasn't happened yet, it will. On a higher level, you are learning to let go of things, and sometimes you can feel a bit down. Maybe it's because you see the state of the world and it kind of saddens you. You're very spiritual as a person, I think, and very sensitive. And while you are wealthy, in a way, like you don't struggle for money, I don't think, you have worries of different kinds where I think there is some dark secrets that have been bothering you. And they don't really depend on you. You didn't do it. You inherited this stuff from genetics, where the information is just trapped in there, and you're literally absorbing stuff that is not really yours. But you're learning to let go. You're on this journey of discovery and growth, and you are getting there really quickly. So you're very hard based. You may sometimes lose your way because you can sometimes get trapped in your head, because I think you do have air, maybe like in your moon, like I do. So you can be trapped in your, like your rising sign could be Earth, whatever, but your moon is what determines how you process feelings and stuff and how you look at things. And you're a very curious, open-minded person, and sometimes you may be trapped in the head, and that's where the worries come from. So when you feel that way, what you want to do is, it's funny because this selenite is really great. Not only grounding stones are great when you feel trapped in your head, but selenite and all those all these kind of angel stones clean your aura. And so when you're really worried about stuff, if you have a piece of this hanging as a necklace, and that's why I wanted to send this to someone who was in pain and could have helped them, this will actually help to get rid of all these bad thoughts. So you can grab a piece of selenite, and a bigger wand when you go around your aura will obviously cover more space, but a piece like this will also work, and you can just literally go around your aura and just pass it on like that, and it will clear it out. And so this is what it looks like you need to do. You need to let go of all these worries and stuff and allow yourself to go into your power center. And then from there, you'll be able to do whatever you want. You have vision, you're able to see things, you're probably very psychic. You may be someone who works even in this industry. And on whatever level whatever, specific tool you use. See, and even your power animal is the bee. You get the number 15, which is the 6, is the power of love in the end. Spread the heart healing with joy, you know? And then he goes, abracadabra with wings, fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. So that means whatever you've been worrying about will actually not be a problem for you. Many times when we feel we have too many choices and we don't know exactly which choice to go for, and which, maybe one of your parents is coming back to you and offering to be in your life and you don't know what to do. I'm talking about this kind of worries for this group of people more. It's not about immediate things. It's not about, oh, you just started to become spiritual beings. No, you're actually dealing with stuff right now that is really painful, really deep from when you were young. And that is, it can trigger you. And when you're triggered, nobody is nice when we're triggered, right? It's the same thing when I'm triggered because someone is wearing a mask and not being respectful of my health problems. So we go into fight or fight and we react from that point of view. And that is the issue. That is what is truly going on here. And when you start grounding, going back into your heart center, then you realize that you're really here to spread heart healing with joy, right? And that's what you're really good at. You're someone who can show other people how to make money. Like, you could help people like me, for example, who have issues with money and tend to do stupid shit, not because they don't see that they're doing stupid shit, it's because they actually are hurt and there's something that takes over and they stop seeing things clearly. So they may know that is wrong, but when they are in that moment, they don't, because they're literally triggered. So there's lots of things that we can do to help each other. And when you help others, that's when you go in your power center. And that's when you really benefit from all of this. And, with the 8 coins, again, you're learning, I think, this heart centering thing, because while you're very caring, you're very emotional, you're very you can get trapped into your head, and that stops you from actually coming through as the enlightened being that you truly are. So you're not leading life from your highest potential yet, when it comes to being triggered in those things, and that's what you are working on, particularly in this moment, I think. I'm just trying to see if, you will have fortune and you can choose. You're learning about the karmic laws of nature, and I think you are also, maybe some of you, even though you're so independent and stuff, you feel you're not as independent as you want to be. For some of you, it's not about money as much. Maybe you depend on other people emotionally, and so you're trying to become more that grounded person. And you have a hard time accepting the fact that certain friends of yours have sort of left you behind in your head because you weren't as quick in changing and moving on with things as they were. You may also end up traveling, but in your case here, I think it's more about growth, spiritual growth. But some of you may end up going on trips and stuff. It's definitely a hard thing. You are asked to think about your heart and nurture it and take care of yourself and accept yourself. And in doing so, you will be able to then forgive those who hurt you before, because you're not forgiving them because you're not forgiving yourself. And that's it. That's all I'm gonna do here. Because otherwise we're gonna take forever and there's no point. We have enough. Okay, we have the amethyst. Sorry, I keep doing this. I don't know why I keep saying amethyst. I think because I want to find my amethyst. This is the citrine, and yes, I had to think about it. My brain is empty right now. I need to drink some water. Talking, you know. I ran out of water and I'm drinking this backup lime water that I have that I don't really like much. But it's my issue is I like bubbly water. I don't get, my thirst doesn't go away if it's not bubbly water, so that's been my issue really with it. It's pretty sad, but it's true. So, citrine. You know what? I didn't even pick the rune before. Let's do that now. So let's pick the rune for number 2, okay? I'm gonna... Oh my god, they got the same. Well, it is what it is. So you got the same. You got Fei Hu. Kettle wealth, success, wealth, abundance, increased income, possessions, happiness, and financial gain. So in your case here, I also think that it's to do with whatever issues you had before. They are now gone. I'm sorry, I have to let my dog out for a minute. She had to go out. She was whining. She had to go out and poop really badly, but she took forever. So here I am finally. Oh well, you know, those who wait will get. Some would tell you that for what you're paying, don't complain. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. Alright. That's cool. Okay, so these people, I see a lot of sevens here. And that's, so you people are magicians. You have a lot to do with magic. And I think you're here to help people see the light and do the right thing. Snap out of their earthly bullshit bondage and move on. One of the things I want to point out here in this reading, which is interesting to me anyway, you have the three of sword, that is usually, like we had it before in a reading before, that was more, it was change, but it was also indicative that they were going through some kind of broken heart situation. I don't think in this case this is what it is. You're not broken heart from love and all that. You're going through a change of heart, and you're becoming empowered. Right off the bat here, the first card you got is the Seven of Sword or Air, and that indicates that you are literally going through an inventory and deciding what you're gonna keep and what you're letting go right now, which is the right time, because right now is the final step before we are splitting from the ones who are going down with the rest of the, cult. And you are given a choice even at work, and this choice is to actually step into abundance. A lot of you have had, I think, some kind of monetary issue, and I don't see it because it shows that directly. I am assuming it because what I see is a huge change in the outcome. And you have the Ace of Earth, you have offerings, you have good things coming your way, you have in your higher self the Empress, which means that you are very heart-based people. You're learning your true power. Has your partner, you have the Messenger of Air, which is a very I'll read to you how the Messenger of Air is defined in this tarot deck, because they're all a little different, but the air is all about seeing the truth and speaking the truth and, seeing what it is. So opinions informed by experience, okay? And then notice how you have the Ace of Air there too, right? So you have two aces. I think there's two lovers coming together here, like people who are actually meant to be together, and they're going to have a really good adventurous union together. But you are someone who has been learning to respond to things not in a way that was knee-jerk reactions. So what what is being asked of you here really is for you to step out of that comfort zone of what you have done until now. You need to literally look at it from a different point of view, because what you what you were taught and what you were pushed into doing is not who you are. And that's what's happening here. You are transforming, and you are seeing this in the people around you who have been very obtuse and pushing you down. They are also changing along with you. And that abundance in transformation, that ability to actually make the right choices, not just choose what seems to be the right path, right? And this synchronicity that is happening, I mean, even the tower where it's actually a good thing, because this shows that you have been an underdog for a long time. I think you are the real deal. Like, you're literally here to show the way, and that's why you had it so hard, because you are meant to step into your power center, look into the darkness of the soul, which is not dark at all. You're gonna learn to actually build upon, and you're gonna learn that these conflicts with others that they have with you are actually because they're scared of who you are. Because you're someone who, even though you've been shat on, they try to push you into this dogma. You had a lot of people around you who were very, typical kinds. You are someone who keeps going, and you keep believing in your heart center. And now you're stepping into your true power center, because I think something snapped inside of you and made you realize that they're the dumbasses, not you. You're here to teach them, not the other way around. And they're dumbasses because they don't act from their true selves. So you got the goat, which is also number 9, and act from your innate wisdom. So they're pushing you. And dragonfly, you bring light to this world. You are here to show the way to people. You're not here to adhere to their dogmas and bullshit. It's the opposite. And you're learning that now. And with that ace of earth, I think you may be someone who has had problems accepting abundance. Maybe you're someone like me who, was born into money issues and had, really bad in fetus experience, and absorbed all that tension and stuff. And then, maybe you grew up around people who would tell you things like money doesn't grow on tree and all that stuff. So now you are going to learn to accept abundance and to accept help from others, because you help a lot, and so it's time that they actually start helping you back. It's not that you would owe them anything. You have done a lot more than you've received, and it's time you accept what is meant to be for you and was always meant to be for you. And I think that's great, because a lot of people who are really heart-based actually have a hard problem receiving. Alright, let's see if it comes up a third time, DF. I'm really curious, because... No, we got a different one today, okay? You got the shtick. So let's see. Let's see what this one says. As I am having fun with the runes a lot. I really enjoy them. But I like to learn new stuff all the time. So you got Isa, ice, frozen in time, concentration, stasis, non-action, psychological blocks, standstill. So I think this really refers to all that we were speaking about, that you have to look at this stuff and let go if you haven't yet. Some of you are just starting, some of you are already in the middle of this, but it's coming, and it's coming pretty fast. And if it hasn't started yet, it will start very fast moving forward. You have a lot of people around you who sometimes try to steer you in the wrong direction because they are very highly misguided themselves. But I think you also have people who can really help you. So it's about focusing on the right people, focusing on the right things, and not worrying about those things that are not really meant for you to worry about. You cannot control everything. That's not why you're here. You're here to just you're here to learn. I think that you, more so than others, have a lot of power in what you say. You have the ability to steer people in one direction or the other with the words you use. So see through the veil and go into your power center, and that's where act from your essence comes in. Because when you speak, even when people don't show it to you, you do have an effect on them. That's partially why they try and downplay what you do, because they are actually really scared of you. They are scared of people who have the ability to live in their essence, in spite of the fact that they are surrounded by normies and people who want to push them in one direction. So there you go. There you have it. That's your pick-up reading for today, November 14th. Someone asked for them on YouTube, so I did it. And I'm gonna put it on Odyssey. Again, people, if you want to see, for those of you who are on YouTube, I am sorry, YouTube tends to, they tend to censor us a lot, and it's kind of ridiculous. It has become ridiculous to this point because we cannot say anything almost, and they have all these rules and all this stuff that doesn't make any sense, unless of course you're just trying to push on tyranny to others. And so I don't really waste a lot of my time streaming there when I know that they're gonna give you some strike or warning for something that it's completely harmless. So they don't want you to talk about anything that goes against their fear-mongering propaganda, and you are not allowed to express your opinion. So that's censoring is what comes before tyranny. So that's why you don't see a lot of my content anymore there. That's why I erase channels, because it's pointless to have all these channels when you're putting all that work and then all they do is literally fuck you over by destroying it. Pardon my French. So come on the Odyssey, where they don't take down your content, and you can support me there. I really appreciate that. You can come on the other platforms, but ultimately on Odyssey you can watch this stuff. It's the substitute of what YouTube was doing in a way, because it's sad. I mean, I'm not happy about it personally. I would rather get along, and but they are making it really hard for us. So this is why. And also, I never made a cent on YouTube. They always gave me warnings and strikes in a way so that even if I could have started making some money at some point, I never could. And so for me, it has been 100% a waste of my time. Like, I've seen hours going to waste because of what they did, and when I realized that, I stopped. So I try and stay out of it as much as possible now, and I look for content on other platforms first, and if they're not there, then I'll try and go on YouTube. But I'm not really happy about how they have been treating us creators, and so including the shadow banning they do. So that's why this has been happening. I'm sorry for those of you who liked the content and were waiting for more. This is why. But it's a lot of things. It's also that I haven't been able to go out and have a normal life, just like many of us. And so now, I have been trying for a long time to find a way to make money from home, and I haven't been able to make enough yet. The people who call themselves truthers don't really help people like me, because they're not real truthers, obviously. They're just shills, controlled opposition, and and they're not really there to help, because I help anyone. I mean, I don't help the shills, but obviously, because they're trying to hurt us, right? So this is what I'm saying. It's people realize that if you want good creators to keep going, you have to support them. And you also maybe want to let YouTube know you're not happy about their censoring, because we don't do any harm when we talk about our own opinion on things, and it's our own natural right to do so. So it's really against our own freedoms what they're doing, and I cannot stand for it. So I'm gonna shut off YouTube now, and I'm gonna continue on other platforms with some nice content. And YouTube, I'll be just glad to keep cooperating once you stop censoring like lunatics, stuff that we put out 3 months ago, and then all of a sudden you decide it goes against your policies. If it was going against your policies, then why didn't you do it 3 months ago? Alright, someone probably reported me because when they come in Twitch and they behave like trolls, I ban them on the spot. And so then they go and see if they can catch me on other platforms, including the courses, the free courses I put on Udemy, who these trolls go in, create a fake account just to give it a shit to review. The school allows them, so it's their fault, obviously. But, the karma is gonna hit you. I don't care. The people who need the course will find it anyway. That's how I said it. After I saw what was going on, I put a nice spell on the whole thing. And those who try and hurt it are gonna also be remunerated accordingly. So karma is a bitch when you're one too. So be kind instead of trying to hurt others. It's not that difficult, guys. And thank you for giving a shit about my health by realizing that unfortunately people wearing masks cause me panic attacks. And so I really appreciate when you take that into consideration. Thank you for caring about my health too. Bye for now.